Hi, hello, this is a game I made last weekend for the Ludum 48-hour game dev competition. The theme last weekend was combine two incompatible genres. I combined kart racing and Metroidvania. So we've got kart that kind of controls getting weird. And Metroidvania. Link will be in the description, and I'll just play the game while talking about it, I guess. So yeah. So it's a kart racing game, and you pick up upgrades like a Metroidvania. There's one there that we can't get yet. We have to come back there with a power-up we get later, just like any classic Metroidvania. And so the first upgrade you get is a rammer, which allows you to defeat these skeletons, I'm going to call them. They were made very quickly. So I did, I would say there was kind of poor time management again. Usually my problem. So I spent the first day working on the kart racing and making the upgrades and the 5 bosses that you fight in the game. And really I should have made just 3 or 4 bosses because I ended up having to skip a lot of stuff. The second day I made the levels and tried to polish things up a bit, but there's no sounds, there's no music, and there's not really any cool stuff. Like, as you see when I drive into this guy, he deals damage, as you can see at the bottom of the screen, but there's no impact particles or like shaking of the screen or anything. There's nothing that tells you that he's currently in his little herp frame here, other than the little animation that I really rushed together. So I'm quite happy with the bosses, other than the lack of special effects and stuff. Like, they all use their... you have to use a different special ability to kill each one. Oh, he killed me. Damn. Where... I lost the way to go. Which way is it again? Yeah, back this way. Okay. So yeah, comments have been kind of positive. There's been the same criticisms by people, obviously. Lack of sound and lack of practical effects. The fact that what am I trying to say? Oh, yeah, you start very slow. That's a problem, obviously. Like, if I'd thought about it longer, if I'd had more time to really like polish it and everything, it would have made you start at a higher speed, and you do get speed upgrades later, obviously, but it means you start off really slow, and really I should have made it so that you start off at a decent speed and change some of the upgrades so that it's like higher acceleration or make the other upgrades better in some way or something. Yeah, I don't really have much to say. I don't think I can play this whole video while talking. One or two people talk about a post-game version. I'm not really sure about making a post-game version, a post-compo version. I mean, the only time I've ever done that was for We Are Alone, and I ended up not liking the post-compo version as much as I did the compo version. I just ended up adding too much stuff, and it made it kind of weird. He's going to kill me again. I don't know why I keep dragging into him. It's because I'm kind of rushing. Anyway, he's dead. Hey. So you get you try to get 4 Dracula's keys, which open up the doors in the main area of the castle, which behind each one is upgrade. So now we have the ability to fire arrows, which will allow us to go to the next area, but first we should go to this very rushed shopkeeper And see if we can. Which one is the speed upgrade? This will boost your maximum speed. Yes, that would be much appreciated. I also shouldn't have wasted time making a shop. Really, that took a lot of time. Really should have spent that time working on something more important. So yeah, like a post-comp version. I don't know what to do. Like I'll just add sound effects, maybe music, particle effects, polish up the animations and stuff. But, I mean, I'm already working on a game, so I don't really want to take time away from that game to put a lot of effort into this, you know. Like it would be cool, but I don't know. I mean, I'm thinking about it, but I'm not sure. So this was the first boss I coded. Except I started off by coding him as a Medusa queen. Because originally I was thinking of making all the bosses equivalent to the bosses in the first KartVania game. So I was thinking Medusa queen who would fire Medusa heads, but then I changed it to this. I was going to make the heads all shrink and grow bigger. Like you can see how that would be like really cool, spooky face thing going on. But I just didn't have time for that. Hey. And yeah, that was good. Cool. It's kind of like, I think there's a boss in one of the Zelda games that's kind of like that you race around a level fighting it. I can't think which Zelda game. Maybe Majora's Mask? Yeah, I went to one that you have to reverse through. What do we get here again? Jump booster, yeah, jump now. Great. So actually, we're going to go back here and get this upgrade. I think it's a health booster. Oh no, that's the maximum speed. Yeah. So you get crystals if you hit the skeletons by running into them, but not if you. 19. If I had 20, I could get everything in the shop. Oh well. Let's go to the shop anyway. This is turning into a complete playthrough of my game, for whatever reason, I guess. Bow upgrade, you can now shoot 2 arrows at once. I also made this guy. If you go up to the shopkeeper, he gives you hints on the next boss. So whichever the boss is that will be next, he gives you tips for him. Though actually, we're not going to fight the witch, because there's one of the bosses that you don't have to do in a specific order. I think it's this way. Yeah, here we go. Yeah, this one. This is the further fourth boss I made. So originally I was gonna have like this backstory of like you have to kill, of like the shopkeeper warning you that you have to kill the hellworm to get the key, and it's this terrifying thing. But then you go to this guy, and he's like, "Yeah, I already killed it for you, so race me, and you'll get the key from him." So yeah. So obviously I wanted to have a race because it's partly a KartVania. His physics are kind of bad. He kind of freaks out when you get really close to him. But it was either that or he ended up floating above you. So I had to choose, and I decided that having him kind of jar would be better than having him float in the sky. Yeah, originally this was going to be originally actually modeled part of it. This was going to be like the starting area you would start in, and it was going to be a village that you would later on find a racer that you could ride around. It'd be like houses where that hellworm is, and then from the village you would drive into Dracula's castle. But then I decided rather than have a big actual proper Metroidvania kind of level, it would be a lot easier to just break the place off into 4 areas that you warp to. Be a lot easier and more doable in the time limit. So I did that. And he keeps on racing forever now. You can actually come back and race him again. I didn't have time to fully test it, but he should be faster the next time you choose to race him. There's no prize for racing him again. And apparently there's a bug where that health upgrade in the corner there respawns, which is... I thought I caught all of those. They're kind of coded badly. It's like whenever you warp into an area, it checks a list of things that you've done and ticks them off. Yeah. So drift boosting, like Mario, you boost and then dash. Dash, boost. I wanted to get that because otherwise it wouldn't really feel like Mario Kart without a drift boost. So there's nothing else I can get. Did I buy them? I didn't buy the thing in the shop too. Doesn't matter. Shouldn't need it. If actually I might. This is the boss that I should have cut. This whole level. Which I was going for a kind of what's that fight in Dark Souls? The Gwendolyn? Where you fight in a kind of endless corridor. I like to kind of go for that feel. Don't think it really worked out as well as I had it in my head, you know. Especially that it's not really an endless. God damn it. Yeah, I'm gonna die. Yeah, so I mean, this is clearly the weakest boss, I think. I mean, weakest in terms of like it's not a good boss fight. Not weakest in terms of how strong it is. Did I buy them? I didn't buy them. No, I didn't buy them. Yeah, you bought them. Great. What good ones are off? No, I think we got all the upgrades. Maybe? Who knows? But good. I always use that bug to get infinite health. Yeah, solves the second problem. Yeah, so I did the bosses first because I figured they were the most important part of the game. I think you should always, or not always, but certainly for a lot of game types, when you're working a limited time like 40 hours, it's best to get the most important part of the game out first. Like for my RuneScape game, I did the final challenge. I coded that one first because if the final challenge doesn't work, then what's the point of the game? You know, and if these bosses, if I focused all the time on the levels and didn't get the bosses done, then it would be a terrible game. But if, as happened, I didn't have enough time to make the levels that good, it's not really as critical of an issue, I think, for the type of game that I was making. Also, that depends on, you know, if you're making a type platformer game like a Super Meat Boy kind of thing, you'd obviously if that kind of game didn't have a boss fight, that would be a lot less important. What I'm saying is focus on the important thing, which is really obvious advice. And right in lava, and we're gonna die. Whoa, what happened? How did that happen? Oh, I know how that happened. Right. When you kill the witch, it teleports you to the start of the level after that text fades away. But because I died at the same time, it teleported me to where that location would be, but in the Dracula's castle level. Well, the only fight left was Dracula. Dracula is really simple. I coded him and thought, actually we can, yeah. So we can't fight Dracula, but you can drive to him at any point in time. So we'll just go look at him. Yeah, so Dracula is really simple. He was going to have like 2 forms, like he does in the first game, where he turns into like a demon. But I didn't really. It didn't seem as important on the second day when I was rushing to get all the other stuff done. It's me, Mario. Yeah, so Dracula. And Dracula, you need to have all the upgrades to kill him. You don't need the lava wheels to kill him, but they make it easier. But basically, you have to, because he teleports away whenever you get close to him, you have to shoot him with arrows so they'll fall to the ground. And then you have to dash into him at maximum speed by doing drift, and then dash into him. And you do that a few times and he dies. And yeah, that's the game. So yeah, I'm kind of happy with it on some ways. Like, I'm happy that I got the bosses done. I'm happy that I made 4 really distinct levels and got all the upgrades and everything done. It does suck that there's not really much feedback in terms of particles. The only particle effects I got done were the skid and the when you get up to ramming speed, there's like red particles at your front, which I think are the most important ones to give you feedback that you're going the right speed to kill enemies and that you're doing the thing to skid. Like that seems like the most important thing to give feedback to. Obviously, you should also have feedback on the enemies and picking up bonuses and all this kind of stuff, but didn't have time to do that. Which is just bad planning. I should have made the game smaller. I should have realised that this was too big a scale again. But that's that. Also plan to have more enemy types, but all I got was these little skeletons that just walk towards you if you get close enough. And they're really no threat because you get the ramming speed pretty early, and then also the way collision's coded, they can't actually do damage to you after you enter their trigger area. So he's not going to do any damage to me unless I get away from him, which is just bad. So yeah, but I mean it's a 40-hour competition. Of course it's coded badly, you know. So yeah, you can check the game out in the description. Obviously it's free. Oh yeah, another thing I should have fixed is the controls, because it's really only mapped to an Xbox controller. I mean you can use arrow keys, but it's like left control, left alt and left shift to jump, shoot and skid, which is not great. But it is a Unity game, so you can use the Unity input editor to change those things. Yeah, so that's that. Check it out if you like. See ya.